Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your Terrascope. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been subscribing. Actually, as I'm making these videos, I just hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. So I just want to thank all of you guys for that. It's amazing to me, and I really appreciate it. So thanks everyone who's subscribed. And I'm also going to be working on a course through Daily Ohm. It's going to be called Learn the Major Arcana in 2 days. That's going to be coming out in November or so. So I'll keep everyone updated on when that's coming out. I just want to say thanks again. And here is the 15 Terrascope for Taurus. I noticed too, a lot of you have been really interested in this deck and asking about it. This is the Morgan Greer deck. And so I will be putting a link to it and more of the cards in the description below. I actually really love this deck. I love the vibrant images, and I love just the way it's laid out. So if you have any questions about it, it's the Morgan Greer. Okay, so Taurus, let's see what's going on for you. In the first part of the month, it looks like I'm seeing a lot of yellow cards. So there's a lot of optimism that's happening, although it might be having a tough time coming to the surface. So Page of Wands is a card it's a fire card because all wands represent fire. So that's all about energy and vitality. Page of Wands is very optimistic. It's very willing card. It's like, it's about showing willingness and willingness to like go after things, willingness to take action on things, willingness to be open, just sort of a willingness to put one's will and oneself forward. But because it's in reverse, it's being suppressed a little bit. So Page of Wands is completely optimistic, completely willing to go after something. Like if there's been a new project that you've been considering, if there's a new endeavor or a new way of doing some things that you've been thinking about, you've got that verve and you've got that energy and that passion and that drive. But because it's in reverse, there may be a way in which it's being suppressed right now, or that you're having some doubts or some fears about pursuing it. The fact that the card is there tells me that you really want it and you really are optimistic and enthusiastic about it. But in reverse, it's saying, maybe you're having doubts about the fact that this is the right time for it. So that energy is there. It's just being suppressed. The way I read cards is that if the card is there, the energy is there, but that it's just not coming to the surface yet, or that it's brewing below the surface, or something's holding it down. So that's what's going on with that card. And then there's also a card of Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a person who believes that they have to do everything on their own. It's a risk taker. It's like risky behavior. It's sort of saying like, me. I'm going to go carry off these 5 swords and hope that nobody notices. I'm just going to have to take them for myself and take that risk because I have to just look out for myself. So it's got a lot of that energy. Like I have to do everything on my own. I'm a lone wolf. I have to take all these chances and cut all these corners because if I don't do that, I'm not going to be safe or successful, or, things are going to go wrong if I don't. So the fact that that's in reverse is telling me that maybe there's a way in which you could receive some help on something, but you're kind of denying it. It's telling me that you might believe that you do have to do everything on your own, but because it's in reverse, it's not quite as bad as if it were just straight up. So you might be taking small risks. It's kind of these two cards together read to me like putting your toe in the water. Like if this card was all the way upright on its own, this is like jumping right into something, diving right in, being willing and open and this is like someone who goes up to other people and just starts talking to them, and it's just willing to make an effort. And then this card is like, I'm gonna just do everything for myself, and I'm gonna have to take risks, and I'm gonna have to it's almost criminal. Like, I'm just going to do whatever it takes just to further myself. But the fact that both of these are in the reverse position, it really says to me, like, I'm going to take small risks. I might try something out. I might have some doubts or fears, but these two cards together, I'm really reading as willingness to just put your toes in the water, not dive right in, not to take big risks, but take little risks. So there's something in which you're willing to just put your toe in the water, is what that's saying. And if you do, this is your result. This is 9 of Cups. This is satisfaction and wish fulfillment. So even though you may be cautious about something, it's going to turn out well for you. You're going to feel happy and satisfied and get a wish fulfilled with it. It's just that you might be approaching it in a way where it feels a little risky to you, and you're not quite trusting yourself on it. You don't quite have that confidence and optimism that Page of Rods in the upright position would give you. He's just a little dampened. So if you have any doubts or you're just trying something out, just know that, yeah, it's okay to just test out the waters. That's what the cards are saying, and you're going to get a good result. 9 of Cups is really happy, fulfilled, satisfied card. The only warning with 9 of Cups is just be sure that you don't overdo it. So it's possible that these 3 cards together are saying, maybe you've got all this willingness and enthusiasm and optimism, and you've got like you're kind of willing to be a maverick and take big risks and take big chances and say, oh, I'm willing to do anything it takes to further myself. But all 3 together are saying, like, don't push it. Maybe put your toe in the water. Maybe take a small risk. 9 of Cups says don't overdo it. And then it's also saying, this is a 5 of Swords card. I call this card picking up the pieces. What this card depicts is someone who's collecting the swords after a battle has occurred. And so it's like picking up the spoils after a big dilemma or a big trauma or some sort of fight or battle, for lack of a better word, has happened. What this card tells me is that there might be more to gain after the event has happened. There might be a little bit of somberness, or some big event might occur that isn't beneficial, but there might be more to gain and collect after the fact. Whereas 7 of Swords is stealing something, like in the Rider-Waite, there's a circus tent, and so there's some event where he is using that event as a distraction while he runs off with the 5 swords and says, I'm going to take these while no one is paying attention. What it's telling me is that there might be more to gain after the fact of whatever event is going on. These swords are laying out in the open, and there's no sort of calamity in collecting what's left over. It might be better to wait until whatever is happening has happened, and there might be more to gain afterwards. But ultimately, there is a lot of optimism in these cards. These cards have a yellow background, and this card is all about optimism and enthusiasm. So there's something that you can be very excited about. These cards say, just put your toe in the water. You're going to get a good result. And you might even collect more after the fact. Like, there might be more to learn. Not while you're in the middle of it, but afterwards. There might be more to gain then. The middle of the month is pretty exciting for you. You've got this is 5 Cups. This is like joy, fulfillment, everything's going right. It's like completion. I mean, the card pretty much depicts it. It's like the end of the rainbow. Your heart's getting filled. And this is traditionally a card of like family and joy and just like fulfillment. It's a great card. So 10 of Cups and a Cups coming up for you in this Taurus. It's going to be a good month for you. And so the middle part of the month says, it starts off with fulfillment. There is a way in which this is judgment. So this is a card about letting the ghosts of the past go. It's a card of renewal. It's a card of rebirth. It's a card of, I often refer to this card as forgiveness, because it's sort of saying whoever these people were in the past, there's like a new time, a new judgment, it's like their old souls are passing away and their new souls are rising up out of the graves to be sort of washed clean in this fire of the new era. So there, because it's in reverse, it's saying to me that you may be having trouble forgiving someone. You may be having trouble accepting that there's new life or passion or vitality, or that you can do things in a new way. Even though this card is fulfillment and completion, because it is a card, it's Ten of Cups, and it's the completion of an era. And then always after it, it starts again with a new cycle. So it goes like 1 through 10, and it's actually a 1 number. So even though it's the end, it's also a beginning. So it's saying things can't always just stay the same. Eventually they're going to change. That's where this new era, new judgment, rebirth comes in. And you're actually going to be very ready for that. This Fool energy. Fool is restarting of the cycle. It's actually a major arcana card. 0 is when anything is possible. And Fool feels like the world supports him, the universe. He has trust in the universe. In the Rider-Waite, he's just stepping off of a cliff, and he knows the universe will catch him. It's got the energy of beginner's mind, where everything is fresh and new, and everything is possible. So even though you may be kind of happy to stay in this contented Ten of Cups land, there may be a way in which you don't want things to shift. You don't want things to change. You don't want things to be reborn anew, because you're enjoying them as they are. So there may be a little bit of resistance to that actually makes sense to me after Ten of Cups, because it's so nice and enjoyable and comfortable over here. But things do change, and new eras happen all the time. And actually, you will be kind of cleansed by it and feel like, oh gosh, I just have this new, vibrant, optimistic, trusting, energy. I feel like a kid again. And then you're also coupled with Fool is this Ace of Wands energy. And Ace of Wands is the world handing you new, fresh, vibrant vitality. The image that I usually use for Ace of Wands is the baton leader who's walking and leading out in front of a parade and who tosses the baton. It's got that sort of forerunner, I'm leading the pack, I'm going out front, I'm charging forth. It's also like a runner with a baton. So it's like a lot of fresh, bold, new energy. And aces are all about beginnings. So if there's something new that you want, and there's something that you want to pursue, or you feel like you need a fresh start, the middle of the month for us is a great time for that. You might just have to get over your resistance of letting go of some, if you have any grudges towards anyone, that's going to hold you back from it. If you have anything that you need to push through, like fear or any way in which you're resisting a new beginning, that's what this card is about. You're going to have to go from letting go of the comforts of the last cycle. Enjoy them, of course, but once they're ending, it's like a rose, it'll bloom for so long and then the petals fall off. You might be resisting that here. But then once it happens, you're ready for a new cycle. You're ready for Fool. I feel fresh. I feel vibrant. I feel like I can just go out into the world and take it on. And then the Ace of Wands says, yeah, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to go forward. I'm ready to be the leader in this. I'm ready to be the first one to do this. So that's a really interesting, kind of fun middle of the month for you, Taurus. And then towards the end of the month, what's funny is you go straight from this Ace of Wands to Two of Wands. So what that tells me, Two of Wands is holding the world in your hands, feeling your personal power, feeling bold, feeling courageous. It's sort of like the world is your oyster kind of card. Because I kind of see this as like a little pearl. But what it tells me is that when you embark upon this journey, when you start your new fresh cycle that you're kind of being handed by the universe, it's going to give you a real sense of power, personal power, where you're going to be able to pursue your own boldness, make choices about do I want to go this way or do I want to go that way? Because it's a 2, it involves decision making. But it's also saying, what do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? What serves me? What do I like? It's a fire card. So it's saying, where do I want to put my action and activity? Because I'm feeling so strong and so bold and so courageous. Like the world's my oyster. What do I want to do? It's showing me with 7 of coins in reverse. 7 of coins is saying, 7 of coins is always a card about assessment. It's the farmer card, so it's saying, are my actions going to reap what I want them to? If I put all my energy towards this, am I going to end up with something that I really want? 7 of coins is a time of reassessment, perhaps direction change, or when you just assess things like, are things going the way that I want them to? If I continue in this way, am I going to end up where I want to be? The fact that it's in reverse is telling me that you might not be taking enough time to reflect upon things. Because 2 of Wands has so much power, you might just be like, push, push, push. I'm just doing a thing. I'm just going for it. 7 of coins says, you know what? Take time to think about it. Just do a little checkpoint along the way to see, like, is this really what I want? Is this going the way? If I keep doing the same thing, is it going to end me up where I want to be? That's what, like, the farmer card says. So take time to assess and consider whether you're pushing in the direction that you want to be going. And sun card, again, a lot of fire, a lot of really beautiful. Sun card is like everything's going away. It's beautiful. It's vibrant. It's when you're completely self-accepting and radiant in the choices that you're making in your life. It's like the sun is shining upon you. So there's a lot of inherent power and just life force in both of these cards. Just be careful that you're taking time to reflect upon what seeds are you sowing as the farmer. Are the actions that you're taking now fulfilling something that you want to eventually get to, and are you taking time out to, like, consider it, assess it? Something about this being reversed tells me that no, you're not. So that would be some advice at the end of the month, Taurus, is like, while you've got all this energy going on, take some time out to reassess whether or not it's going in the direction that you want it to. And then Ten of Coins is your final card here. Ten of Coins is normally a card of inheritance. It's a card of great material gain. It's a card of reaping rewards after having made good decisions over time. So here's a theme with 7 of coins and then of coins in reverse. I'm going to say that even though you have all this positive, vibrant, like, fire energy available to you, these 2 cards are warnings to say, does it lead me to where I want to be? And this card is saying, is it going to get me the gains? Like, am I making good decisions over time? That card in reverse says, maybe not. So just in summary, if there's something that you're testing out, putting your toe in the water at the beginning of the month, you're going to get what you want. But you may end up getting more after the fact than when you're initially pursuing it. It's also saying, be careful not of overdoing it, because you have a lot of optimistic energy about it. Just be practical, and that's how you'll get what you want. Then in the middle of the month, you've got a lot of fulfillment, a lot of joy, a lot of great family time. You may have to work on some forgiveness or resistance to letting the old chapter go and accepting the new one in. But once you do, you're going to have a lot of support from the universe. It's basically you can trust in what's going to come to you, and the universe is handing you all this new vibrant energy to begin this new chapter. It'll even push you to the point of feeling like you have the world in your hands. The world's your oyster. Confidence, personal power, boldness. The sun is right there, like you're going to be at a radiant peak. But just be careful about the decisions that you make, or the long-term effects of the decisions that you make, and whether or not they're going to get you to where you want to be. You might be really enjoying a lot of things with all this personal power, but think about the impact of the long-term decisions is what these two cards are telling me, and take time to assess and just review the progress along the way. So that's your tarot scope, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's subscribing. I really appreciate it. And feel free to comment in the comment section. I really love answering your comments. And again, thanks for watching.